One of my favorite activities to do is to play with giant blocks.
Okay.
They're so fun. I like them because they're really big, and I like them because they're colorful, and they have different sizes, and I really just enjoy playing with them. So one of the basic things, the first basic thing that you can do with blocks if you're working with a young child with autism, or any child really, because blocks are fun for many ages, is one of the basic things that you can do with the blocks is just a basic giver-putter framework. Okay?
Yeah.
So the giver-putter framework is just simply that I have the object and I give it to my apprentice and he puts it. So I give and he puts. So that's the giver-putter framework. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, a couple of things that we want to think about when we're building blocks that we could work on, objectives. So if you're just beginning and your apprentice doesn't play with you and build with you, maybe they build by themselves. Okay, so that's a typical thing where when I see parents and I say, oh, play with the blocks as an activity, and often the child is building by themselves and mom or dad is looking on, or building side by side next to the child. So what we want to try to do is build together. So if we're trying to, there are times where you will want to build side by side, of course, but in this demonstration we're talking about developing the we, developing that me and you are partners. We're doing this together. So we want to build one tower and we want to do it together. So that's one thing we want to focus on. The next thing we want to focus on is eye gaze. So we don't want to require eye gaze, but if we can get the apprentice to shift their gaze to us,
Okay.
that would be good. So a lot of times the kids that I start out working with, they're just all about the object, and they're just, even if you're handing it to them, they're just looking at the object. So that's fine. Like so pretend, Jake, you're handing me the objects.
All right, here.
Right here, take a bunch of them.
Okay. All right.
Okay, now pretend you're handing me the object, and I'm putting it on, and I'm putting it on. Now I'm never looking at Jake, so if I don't look at him, if I don't shift my gaze to him, I don't feel as connected to him, right? If I can, if as he's passing me the block, I look at him, it's a chance for us to connect. It's a chance for us to smile at each other. So I do like to encourage the child to shift their gaze when I'm doing the building. Okay, we don't want to do it. You don't want to cause a child to over-reference you, overly shift their gaze to you.
Okay.
But if the child is never shifting their gaze to you, it's okay to practice that. Okay, so we're gonna start again, and we're gonna do a giver-putter framework.
Okay.
Now that time I waited for Jake to shift his gaze to me
Yeah.
before I handed him the block, because I was trying to encourage that eye gaze, like I said. You don't want to overdo that, but it's just if you want to watch that again, it's just a way to get that to happen. Okay, so like Okay, I'll do a few and then I'll show you again when he's done. So if I hold on to it, that'll cause your apprentice to look too, because, whoa, Teddy, you're in a bad spot, Teddy.
Greedy dog.
And I hold on to it, that'll cause him to shift his gaze to me also, because he'll be like, why is she holding on to it? And then look at me. So you also can see that there's a certain amount of building in uncertainty there. So uncertainty is what causes people in general to shift their gaze to who they're working with. That's what we want to see. We want to see your apprentice, when they're uncertain, shift their gaze to you, because they want to say, well, what's going on? That's another reason why we like to limit the language. So like if I wanted to show Jake how to build the tower, I could say, okay, put the blue one on the orange one, put the blue one on the blue one, put the blue one on the yellow one, put the yellow one on the blue one, put the orange one on the yellow one. Now I'm telling him everything to do, so he doesn't have to look at me at all. So I'm just telling him everything. But if I did it instead, and then I'm going to hand it to him, and I'm going to let him know non-verbally where I want him to put it. Or if he can't read that subtle look and nod, I could hand it to him to start. So that forces him to also get the information from me. So if you hold back language, your apprentice will also need to reference you, because you're not telling them everything to do. They'll have to look at you to get the information. So that's another thing. Okay, so let's go back to building. So another thing you can do if your apprentice is not really focusing on you, he's not really building, he's not really into it, you could chant. And I like to do the chanting also in the beginning when we're just starting out. So I also like to be in control of the materials. That I found very, very helpful when working with kids with autism. Me as the guide in this engagement, being in control of the materials, because once, if Jake had free access to these materials, then he could just start building his own thing and take over. But by me having control of them, he can't do that. So like, I would, even if I have a student who's really grabbing them and really wants to, I even have them in this bag. So I have the whole bag, and I'm in control of these materials. So you can't start grabbing them and building them and doing your own thing. We're working together. But I also would say that often too, like, we're going to build, we're doing it together, we're doing it as a team. I like to say that in the beginning too, a lot. We're a team, we're a building team, we're doing it together, we're a good team, you're a good partner, all that good stuff. So you could start your chant, building, building.
Building, building. Right next to Teddy.
Building, building.
Building.
Building, building. Building, building.
Building. Building. Building.
Building, building.
1 second. Make it perfect. Yeah.
Building, building.
Building. Building. Building. Building. Building.
Building.
Building.
You could, another thing you can do is, if you're not getting the shift, you could start, Building, building.
Building, building, building,
You know,
building.
wiggle it around a little bit. Be like, your apprentice will be like, what are you doing? And look at you like, stop that. Building,
Dude, stop doing that.
building.
Come.
Building, building.
Building, 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 building.
Okay, so that's great. Look what we
That's
built. We built
Yeah,
a
we built
tower.
we built a tower.
Nice job.
Yeah.
So let's do another tower, and let's make a big, tall tower.
Big tall tower.
Okay, so I'm going to get my box back because I'm in control of the blocks.
Huh? And that one too.
Yes, and that one too. We're going to get all the blocks. I'm in
Not
control.
that one.
I'm in control of the blocks. All right, now here we go. Building. Woo, sorry, Teddy. Well, Teddy decides he wants to plop right here. He's going to have to deal with the blocks. And, you know, the funny thing is, like, with Teddy in it, it just really shows you because, like, I know in your life, you're going to have, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to have dogs. You're going to have other kids. So we
Yeah,
never
dogs.
expect it to be perfect.
Dogs are perfect though.
Dogs are perfect.
They're perfect.
You're never going to have the perfect environment, the perfect scenario, but doesn't mean you can't do these things. And that's our goal, to get this engagement. Yeah. Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, ready.
So another thing I like to do is before I start is to get that attention. How do I know I have my apprentice's attention? The eye gaze.
The eye gaze. Sorry.
I have a big smile. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Now don't waste your big smile on someone who doesn't shift their gaze to you. So you can have a big smile but not the gaze shift, and then your apprentice isn't getting all that in. So try to wait. And the thing is, if you wait long enough, you'll be surprised. Your apprentice will shift their gaze to you. I have been known to hold a block out for quite a while until my apprentice will take it from me. If my apprentice is not paying attention and not taking the block right away, I don't want to keep saying, take the block, take the block, take the block. But the chant will help. So I could say, building, 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 building. Now I'll hold the block out and wait. So if I hold the block out and my apprentice is not paying attention, maybe he's not sure what to do yet, right? So he'll be more inclined to do. I find that the kids are more inclined to build and do what you want them to do when they know what to do. So you could even chant instead of just building, building. Like if they know it's building, is okay. Building, build, and then you could also put a chant of like kind of the clue what to do. So,
What?
I give it to you, and you put it on. I give it to you, and you put it on.
Yeah.
I give it to you, and you put it on. So you can do that. So now they know that's like a pattern. I give it to you, and you put it on. I give it to you, and you put it on. If my apprentice is with me, he's not 100% yet, but he's sitting here with me, so that's great. He's still sitting with me. He doesn't maybe quite have the back and forth of it yet. So I don't want to tell him what to do. I want him to take an action to me. So I hold out the block and I wait. When he looks at me, that's when I say, oh, I smile, I shake my head, I move my hands closer. I'm invitational. Then he'll take the block and put it on.
Yeah.
Then I would quickly have ready to go to the next one because now I got him, and then just like, and then put it on. Continue on. So that was good. So the other thing I would do is say, okay, we built that block. Again, take the blocks. These are mine. You're not in control of them yet.
Okay.
Final thing I want to show is building a tower. Let's build a high tower. How high can we make it? I give it to you, and you put it down. I give it to you, and you put it down. Now I want it to go high.
Yeah.
Say they don't want to go high. They want to go low. This is the way they want. No, we're doing it different. We're doing it different way.
Yeah.
And see if you can. And if it's really very hard for them to do it different, just do one different one maybe, and just. Oh, look, we did a different way. This is awesome. If they let you continue, great. I would go higher. Continue. Go higher. How high can we make it? You can go high until they fall, or one of my second favorite things to do with the blocks is, guess what it is? What do you think the second favorite thing is to do?
No idea. Push it.
Push it down, but we push it down.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it together. Oh no, we don't put. So there's something to work on. You may or that this may or may not be a struggle too, but again, say we're gonna do it together. Not yet. Wait, we'll do it together. Ready? Set. Go!
There we go. Yep.
We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
We pushed it down together. Yeah. Great job.
Yeah.
After we're done, you want to do a reenactment of what you did to make sure your apprentice is encoding what you just did together. So you could just tell the story. Oh, what did we do? We built a big tower. I gave you the block and you put it down. I give you the block and you put it down. So now you're just pretending, right? You're telling the story what you did. And then we pushed it down.
We pushed it down together, yeah.
So your apprentice may or may not join in of the story, the narrative of what you did together. That's okay. If you do it and you always think in your head, I'm going to do this engagement, tell a little narrative of what we did, and they get used to you doing that, they will probably start to chime in.
Yeah.
To the two of you will tell the story of what you did together. And you could save a picture, take a picture if you want, take a picture of the block. Later on, show your apprentice the picture. Look at the blocks. We made this tower. Wow, we're good partners. You helped me with the block tower. I gave you the block. You put it on, and then we pushed it down together. So tell the story again, and then prior to you playing the next time, you can say, let's play blocks. Remember we played yesterday?
Yeah.
I handed you the block. Again, tell the story again, and you put it on. And we pushed it down together. I wonder what kind of tower we can make today that is different.
It's different, huh?
You could try to do that too, or you can make the same one. But I do love playing with blocks, one of my favorite things, and I hope you got some ideas. And that's it.
Okay.